Hey gang, good Monday morning. It is March the 5th and this week's edition of Monday Morning Leftovers. The good news that I've got is that I actually got through all of my teaching notes on Sunday, and I wanted to share just a little bit with you about about three of the things that we're thinking about that you can expect when we move into our new space. As most of you know, we are aggressively pursuing finding a more permanent church home for us, and we hope that is imminent. And to kind of get you thinking along with us, I wanted to share with you three things to expect when we move into our new space. The first thing to expect is more services. We're looking at the possibility of adding either an additional Sunday morning service or perhaps another church service during the week on one of the evenings. Our strategic leadership team and our pastors have been studying that and looking at that, figuring out what would be best for us. The bottom line is we want to reach more people that we're currently not reaching, and so we think one way to do that is to have more times for us to get together for worship, whether it's a Sunday or a midweek service. Also, we want to have more get-togethers, so the opportunity for us to eat together and hang out together and build relationships together, that's going to just be much more possible when we have a space that is completely our own. So that won't happen day one, so be patient with us. We're not going to mess too much with your routine right out of the gate, but we know one of the best ways we can reach more people is by adding more services. The second thing to look forward to is more stuff for kids, tweens, and teens. As you well know, Echo is passionately committed to being and making disciples, and one of the joys of my heart has been to observe the growth in our children's ministry and in our youth ministry. In fact, over the last 12 months, even though our overall attendance has dipped by 9 or 10%, our kids' attendance on Sunday morning has jumped by 11%, and our youth attendance has jumped by 12%. And so we're seeing a lot of growth and guests coming, first-time guests coming with your kids and with your grandkids and with our students. So in the new space, we do imagine more for kids, tweens, and teens. For our teens, we've been talking with Bob and Elisa about the possibility of developing an actual youth worship service so that our teens and tweens have a space where they can not only have classroom style interaction, but that they can also worship together, pray together, actually develop an entire youth ministry for them. Whether that would happen on a Sunday simultaneously with our worship services, or whether that would happen in a different time of the week, we're still talking about that, but we want more for your teens. Also for our kids, one thing that's I really want to see us invest in is having a full slate of summer opportunities for our kids, like in the form of day camps, like Vacation Bible School. If we have the green space to do it, sports camps, things like that. So we would imagine building an entire summer camp team that would offer ministries not only for the kids that are part of Echo now, but to reach kids in this community who aren't part of our church and give them something constructive and healthy and relational to do over the summer months. So those are just a couple of things that we have in mind. More services, more for our kids, tweens, and teens. And then another big one is more outreach opportunities for us to serve our community. In my perfect world, our budget would grow by another 10%, and our offerings would go up by 10% over the next year, so that when we move into our new space, we don't have to leave this space right here at Echo HQ, that Echo could hang on to Echo HQ and transition this building into more of a health and wellness center, where we still lease this space and it's still part of ours to use, but we fill it with counselors and social workers and maybe even health and nutritionists to serve as a resource to this community, to have a Christ-centered, Christ-based approach to very core values that are key for our community. The other big outreach thing that we're working on is launching a Celebrate Recovery program out of Echo Community Church to serve the Perry Hall, White Marsh, Parkville, Nottingham areas. Many of you are familiar with that program. It's really a Christ-centered, Christian-based 12-step recovering program for people with all different kinds of hurts, habits, and hang-ups. And that is relevant no matter what community that you're in. And we would want to make that ministry program available not only to people that are inside our community of faith, but outside. So there's just a couple things to look forward to in our new space that we're talking about right now, adding more services, more opportunities to get together, more programs and ministries for kids, tweens, and teens, and more outreach for the community that we love and that we've been called to serve. So that's it for this week's Monday Morning Leftovers. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday, March 11th at Perry Hall High School at 10 a.m. and hang around afterwards for some Q&A if you have any questions about what's going on. We love you guys. Have a great week.